On January 28th of 1896, a man named Walter Arnold was driving his Arnold Benz horseless carriage down the streets of East Peckham, England, when he drove past a police constable stationed upon a standard issue police bicycle. Now, this constable automatically saw some things wrong with Arnold driving down the street. See, at the exact location that they were at, on the exact roadway, the speed limit was 2 miles an hour, which at this time, it doesn't seem like that's a fast speed by any stretch, but at that time, they primarily just had horses and carriages, so 2 miles an hour seems pretty standard. And this constable sees him just hauling, going down the road, and he estimates that he's going roughly around 4 times over the speed limit, meaning roughly around 8 miles an hour, which that is too fast on these roadways, apparently, because this constable, he lays waste. He starts chasing after Arnold instantaneously, and he's yelling at Arnold, trying to get him to pull over. And 5.5 miles later, Arnold actually pulls over and proceeds to talk to the constable. And the constable's pretty much just like, what, you didn't hear me yelling at you for the last 5.5 miles? And Arnold just pretty much plays it off like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And the constable just looks at him and is like, well, get comfy, because we got a few things to talk about here. And this is when we'll go over some of the charges that Arnold got. Because at this current date and time, there were some very weird laws involving motor vehicles and vehicles in general. One of them was stating that if you were driving a locomotive, which is any kind of motorized vehicle, then you had to have horses. Meaning, if it was a horseless carriage, like what Arnold was driving, then it is automatically illegal. So that's just automatically one thing that Arnold was doing wrong. And not only that, he was also going 8 in a 2 mile an hour zone. And so that's two things. Third thing, he didn't display his name and address on the vehicle, which at the time was apparently a law that you had to do. And one more thing, he also didn't have indicators, kind of like how a semi-truck has oversized signs on both the front and the back, stating like, yeah, it's oversized. And that's pretty much what these indicators were for. You'd either have to have a person in front or behind, or both, indicating that there is this vehicle here. And Arnold had none of that. The only thing that he had was 8 miles an hour in a 2 mile an hour zone. And so he was kind of screwed. And this constable, he's trying to be as nice as possible, but Arnold is being rude and just rough with the entire thing, not being easy with it. And so this constable catches his breath and is like, all right, I'm issuing a citation for your speeding. And at this point, this was the very first citation for speeding. Not only that, but for that speeding ticket, he had to pay 1 shilling and 9 shillings in costs for the entire thing. Along with, he had to pay 5 shillings for that one of driving a locomotive without horses. And so in total, he had to pay 15 shillings for this speeding ticket. But in all actuality, just the speeding part was just 1 shilling.